I'm back. JD Nigel, word of truth. I'm starting to poop out now. It's not easy teaching this stuff. Believers, I'm glad you're here. Israel, I love you. For real, for real. I'm not trying to fake you out. I'm not trying to lead you down the wrong path. I'm just telling you the truth. You can take it or leave it. I'd prefer that you get with me and get with the Lord and believe in yourself and believe in your power and believe in his power in you and get that power in you and stand against these idiots out here that are teaching nothing profitable. There's no profit in their teaching. Tony Williams, oh my God, you poor bastard. I feel for you, bro. You are one fucked up individual. Tahar, man, so close and yet so far away. Gabar, you are a smart-ass motherfucker. I'm not too pleased with your fucking role. You are one wicked fucker. A Ramlab follower. And then you got, what, Ricard? GMS is the only one that's interesting out of these black Hebrew Israelites. The rest are just, it's almost to the point now where it's got to be some kind of cult. These guys have to be, let me turn it around. These guys the FBI has to be involved with this whole thing. There's nothing real out here. That's why I pick my nose. That's why I cough. That's why I brush my teeth. And because I want you to know I'm a real person. I'm not an AI bot. I'm not a chat GPT fucking make-believe digital fucking rendition of a human. So, Heavenly Father, bless the message. Bless my brothers and sisters. Your people, your lovely Masha people. We honor you. We praise you. We give you all glory. We thank you over and over again. Then after that, we thank you a bunch more because you are everything that we need, everything we want, everything that means anything. You are the treasure, the gold, the abundance of everything that we see, and we recognize that through the light of your Son, Jesus Christ, who is lighting our path home through the Holy Spirit. Thank you for the battery, and thank you for the light. Without the light, we'd be lost. Amen. So I'm going to try and bring this around. I think I hit on the main points. So why is it that I know I was a fallen angel even way back in 1980? How many years ago was that? 43 years ago? 43 years ago. There was a concert by the English Beat with Oingo Boingo, I think it was. Halloween. And I dressed as a fallen angel. Had the white sheet over me or whatever and the belt. And I had drew a place where the wings got ripped off, blood coming out. You know, red, black eye. Made myself a little halo thing that fit on my head that was all bent. Little blood coming out the side of my mouth. Yeah. So, this bow, this weapon I took. It's funny how I know what the Bible's going to say, even before I read it. I forgot that it said that. How are the mighty fallen and the weapons of war perished? Right? Talking about Benjamin, Saul, Jonathan. These weapons haven't perished. We're still here. I'm still right here. I'm a bow. I'm an arrow. I'm the shooter. I'm the arrow, the bow, the shooter, the shot. Fallen. How many times does it say fallen? Fallen, fallen, fallen. Should we count them? It's all in the first. It's the whole first chapter of 2 Samuel. Let's count how many times it says fallen between this whole chapter. Fell to earth. This man fell to earth. And David said, "Where'd you come from?" And he said, "How knowest that they're dead? And when he looked behind me, I am sorry. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I think you've got the idea. I fallen by the sword, verse 12. Fallen. In the lamentation itself. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher. The beauty of Israel is slain upon the high places. How are the mighty fallen? I think you get the idea. I've been teaching these things for a while. Let there be no dew, neither let there be rain. Is the rain that flooded everything, was that the Lord's anger? Everyone's all, oh, the Lord is so sweet, he's going to save everyone. Nope. He's probably going to kill everyone with fire. He's going to burn everyone down to nothing, and you better hope that something's left of you. The mighty is vilely cast away. Let's get that. 21. Defiled. Why am I here? Because I didn't obey the Lord. I defiled myself by wanting to come here and hang out with humans, beasts. Vilely cast away. The shield of Saul as though it had not been anointed with oil. These black Hebrew niggerites, these imbeciles, these black power fuckheads, they don't understand that the sword and the shield of Saul has been anointed. with oil. From the blood of the slain, from the fat of the mighty, the bow of Jonathan turned not back, and the sword of Saul returned not empty. So I guess I could get this real quick. So right after this happens, here we go. I knew I wasn't done. I didn't know what the Lord had going. So there's another mystery that I can impart upon you right now before this video ends. And that is the 4 and 24 elders. Who are they? I've gone into this before. It's the men of Judah and Benjamin. Because right after this happened, right after Saul was slain, and we were pushed down here, we were cast down here, we were fallen, we were put in these chains of darkness, this body. Israel, we really don't call our bodies so much the tabernacle, a tent. The ones that know better realize that, yeah, it's a tent. It's going to get folded up one day and thrown away. We don't need it anymore. It's just a tent, tabernacle tent. Impermanent dwelling place. This isn't our home. We're in a tent. We're in a chains of darkness. But anyway, so when we were cast down here, when it's talking about Saul, these weapons of war, I guess I could explain some things about that. I've said it before. We didn't come here to make men want to fight into war, into battle. But they took the things that we gave them and they turned it into this shithole. And now we're responsible for that because we were supposed to be watching and we were supposed to be more careful about how we treated these beasts. We were supposed to bring them up slowly and teach them the ways of this song about the bow. So anyway, these 4 and 24 elders, right after this happened, the men of Benjamin and the men of Judah were in argument. They're like, who's more powerful? And so I'm going to read this to you so you can understand who the 4 and 24 elders are. That's why when the Lord told me you're a Benjamin of Judah, they're intertwined. Let me see how much time I got, if I got time. Yeah, I got time. All right. So we go from verse 27, 2 Samuel chapter 1, how the mighty have fallen and the weapons of war perished. Chapter 2, David made king, and it came to pass after this that David inquired of the Lord and said, shall I go up into the cities of Judah? In other words, should I go face these Benjamites? And he said, and his men that were with him did David bring up, every man with his household, and they dwelt in the cities of Hebron. This is where I was born. I wasn't born in Jerusalem as Adonijah. I was born in Hebron. That's where I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if Solomon was born there or not. But anyhow, then the men of Jabesh Gilead, the men of Benjamin, went and got Saul's body. And David sent messengers unto Jabesh Gilead. And the men of Judah came, and they were anointed David king of the house of Judah. And they told David, saying that the men of Jabesh Gilead were they that buried Saul. And David sent messengers to Jabesh Gilead and said, blessed be you of the Lord that showed kindness unto your Lord, even unto Saul. Unto your Lord, even unto Saul. And now the Lord show kindness and truth unto you, What did he promise? What did David promise him? The Lord's gonna give you the ability to know the truth. That's what he said. Verse 6. And the Lord showed kindness and truth unto you, and I also requite you this kindness because, or requite, I forget how you say it, because you have done this thing. In other words, he's like, I'm so thankful that you guys did it. Therefore now let your hands be strengthened and be valiant, for your master Saul is dead, and also the house of Judah have anointed me king. And Abner the son of Ner, captain of Saul's host, took Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and brought him over to Mahanaim. He made him king over Gilead and over the Asherites and over Jezreel and over Ephraim and over Benjamin and over all of Israel. So Ishbosheth was trying to, Ner was saying, I think Ishbosheth should be king, not you, David. And Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old. Again, 40. If you understand 40, that's God's time frames. 40 years in the wilderness. 40 years for David, 40 years for Saul, 40 years for Ishbosheth, 40 years. And the time that David was king of Hebron over the house of Judah was 7 years and 6 months. And this is where the 4 and 24 elders is formed. These are the angels that fell out of heaven. And when they had to, this is where Judah and Benjamin gets meshed together. Listen. That was another thing that, Jay Hall, man, you're a dumb motherfucker, dude. You don't believe me? I have to prove it to you over and over again that you're just whacked out of your brain, bro. If you're still out there. Hopefully you went away if you're not going to listen. And then Abner, the son of Ner, and the servants of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, went out from Mahanaim to Gibeon. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, and the servants of David went out and met together by the pool of Gibeon. And they sat down, the one on the one side of the pool and the other on the other side of the pool. When the Lord comes back, he's going to have 1 foot on Mount Gerizim and 1 foot on, I forget. I can't remember everything. He's got 2 feet. That's why we have 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 eyes. Left hand, right hand. And there arose, and Abner said to Joab, let the young men now arise and play before us. And Joab said, let them arise. So what is it? It's these fallen angels. It's like, all right, you guys have some people and we have. So the word play is compete. We're gonna have a competition, see who the strongest angels are. Right? It's a competition. Let them play. Let them compete. This is where we get that. I'm not going to go into it. And there arose and went out by number 12 of Benjamin, which pertained to Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and 12 of the servants of David. What's 12 plus 12, people? 24. These are the 4 and 24 elders. And they caught every one of his fellow by the head and thrust his sword in his fellow's side, so they fell down together. If you go into Revelation and you read about the 24 elders, they're always falling down together. They fall down and they worship the Lord together. No one's teaching this. You know why? Because no one knows it. These are the examples where I'm trying to show you that the Lord gives me supernatural ability to understand this book, especially when it involves Israel, because that's who I am. So they all fell down together. They were thrust in each fellow's side. What does that remind you of? When the centurion stabbed Jesus in the side of his gut and the water flowed out. They all died together. So they fell down together, wherefore that place was called Helkath Hazarim, which is in Gibeon. What does Helkath Hazarim mean? Field of swords, field of weapons, field of truth, right? Because he told them, now you guys are going to have truth. And Benjamin fell to David. Benjamin was, let me read what it says down here. And then I'm going to close out. You understand what I'm saying? So if anyone asks you who the 4 and 24 elders are, you can tell them it's the men that fell down in 2 Samuel 2 when these fallen angels, we had to get something straight, and we needed some fucking strong men to take control of around the temple. The play of the young men was actually a gladiatorial contest in lieu of a full-pitch battle. Representatives from each army were chosen so an all-out war would not be necessary. Such a practice is amply documented in the literature and the art of the ancient Near East. A full battle followed anyway because all of the contestants in the representative combat had fallen. Abner's slaying of Joab's brother was accomplished by thrusting the back end of the spear through his abdomen. The butt end would be sharpened for ease of sticking into the ground. Joab would eventually avenge his brother's death. So what did we learn? 2 hours of Bible teaching every day almost. Am I trying to get you to believe some nonsense, some black Hebrew Israelism, some Mormonism, some funky you can have anything. The Lord will give you anything you want if you just send me some money. No, I'm trying to teach you who Israel is. And the closest I know, you're going to be like me if you're Israel. You're going to love Christians. You're going to love the other nations as best you can. You're not going to lie. We're a truthful nation. King Saul and the Benjamites are like the creme de la creme of servants of the Lord. The field of swords where Judah and Benjamin fell, they all died together. That's why I say we're better together. And that's why people like Jay Hall that are caught up in this black Hebrew ignorant mindset, even though he's listening, he still can't hear what I'm saying. Does anything not make sense that I'm telling you? How many times does it say fallen? The very last sentence I read was they were all fallen. Why did they continue to battle here on earth? Because we're here. We're the weapons. Until the fullness of the Gentiles comes in, we're going to be here doing these missions for you folks. I don't see a whole lot of us. I know my brother Valentine, this is what this whole thing was about. I only know one other Israelite. One. Why? Because no one's saying the right thing except him. And I'm sure there's some of you that are here listening that are actually Israel, because you can't sit here and listen to the truth if you're not Israel. You're going to go, what's he talking about? You understand. That's why you're blessed. You're coming home with me, folks. It's all right to have a leader. It's okay. my yoke isn't hard to follow. That's why Jesus said, it's not hard to follow me. It's not hard to follow Israel. It's not. It should be easy. JD Nigel, Word of Truth. I love you, believers. Subscribe if you want to study the Bible with me. Hopefully some new stuff will break. The Lord will give me some new revelation. I've done a lot of these messages over and over again, but I just wanted to bring that. I wanted to look into the bow, because that's one that you can study forever. What is this weaponry that we are? It's hard to say exactly what the full implication of being a field of swords is. A field of swords? That's where these 12 and 24 elders, or 4 and 24 elders, fell together, thrust in the side. Field of swords. Helkath Hazarim. All right. JD Nigel, Word of Truth. Sunset Beach, California. I love you, believers. I love you, Israel. If you're out there, thanks, subscribers. Let's see if we can hit 200. Subscribe and get this party started. I'm out.